Congressman Ted Deutsch is on the line with us. Deutsch.house.gov. He represents the 19th District of Florida. And Congressman, welcome back to the program, first of all.
Thanks, Tom. Great to be with you again.
Thank you for joining us. And I understand that this scandal that is unfolding in your state with this company that for apparently more than a decade has been involved in election fraud as opposed to voter fraud in various places. I know that they got busted, or at least suggested that they were busted. They were outed in the local news media back when I was living in Portland 4 years ago in the last election. Tell me what's going on in your state and what you're proposing to do about it.
Sure. I'm happy to do it, Tom. And the important thing to note here is it's not just going on in Florida,
right?
But and I think this is really just the tip of the iceberg. Here's what's happening. The Florida Republican Party retained this company, Strategic Ally Consulting. Strategic Ally Consulting then went out to engage in voter registration drives all throughout the state. There is something of a sordid history with this company, as you alluded to. But we've now learned just in the past few days that in Palm Beach County alone, there are over 106 cases of likely fraudulent activities where there are voter registration forms that were turned in where the signatures didn't match, where they had business addresses, where they changed registrations from Democrat to Republican, all sorts of things that are illegal under Florida law. They're illegal under every state law, and so these were discovered. And what's happened since is interesting. On the one hand, you had the Republican Party say that this is really just one bad guy. He doesn't really represent all the people that we engaged to do this. They then turn around and fired the company in Florida and the $1.3 million they were being paid here, and they fired this company in all of the other swing states where they had been retained and where they were being paid more than $3 million by the RNC and by the Romney campaign. So we now know of a problem in Palm Beach County. There are 10 other counties in Florida where there appear to be also just one guy or more. And I reached out to the governor and told him, Tom, as you know, Governor Scott in Florida spent months on this voter purge trying to suppress the vote by kicking tens of thousands of eligible voters off of our rolls. Right? He spent all this time combating illusionary voter fraud. Now he's got cases of real voter fraud, and he has just remained silent. And we sent him a letter to tell him that he's got to get out there and he's got to do something about it.
Yeah. And yesterday we had BBC investigative reporter Greg Palast on this program. He said that the Governor Scott, or the Secretary of State in Florida, has already succeeded in the last few months in knocking 60 to 80,000 people off the voting rolls. And the one thing that they all have in common is that they have BLA after their name on the voter registration. In other words, they're African Americans. This is, shades of 2000 that it's happening all over again. But that's not what you're calling for. An investigation, a bipartisan investigation into this GOP voter registration fraud scandal.
Right, and I think not surprisingly, I've received a really positive response from Republicans around the state too. I told the governor that he needs, for someone who has been perceived to be nakedly partisan in so much of what he does, that in order to ensure, just 30 days out from an election, that we do everything we can to uphold the integrity of the election, he needs to appoint a bipartisan panel to get together to figure out what we can do to help the supervisors of elections go out and do their job, make sure that voter fraud isn't being committed, make sure that people who are eligible to vote don't lose that right. There's an awful lot that they can do, but we need to get it done. We can't wait around because before you know it, the election will have come and gone.
Right. Well, and a lot of these, this voter suppression campaigns, some of these laws in some of these states came out of the American Legislative Exchange Council. Here's the founder of the American Legislative Exchange Council, Paul Weyrich. He was also the co-founder of the Heritage Foundation. Back in 1980, when he was working on the Reagan campaign, speaking to a group of Christian Republican activists in Dallas, Texas. This is just a 20-second clip. I wanted you to hear it.
How many of our Christians have what I call the goo-goo syndrome? Good government. They want everybody to vote. I don't want everybody to vote. Elections are not won by a majority of people. They never have been from the beginning of our country, and they are not now. As a matter of fact, our leverage in the elections, quite candidly, goes up as the voting populace goes down.
And of the Heritage Foundation. So, and helped run the Reagan campaign and both Bush campaigns. So, sir.
Yeah, no, listen, it's outrageous. That is an outrageous clip. The idea that anyone would actually say that we don't want more people to vote. We want fewer people to vote. We want to control who votes. We want to limit access to the polls. That anybody could say anything like that in the United States of America is appalling. But if you look just at the way Governor Scott has approached this issue in Florida, and his efforts to kick thousands of voters off of the rolls. And remember, just a few months ago, he had this list of 182,000 names that he rolled out, Tom, and he said, these people we suspect may be illegal citizens, illegal immigrants, they don't have the right to vote, and they should be purged from our rolls. Right. What did we find? Well, we found that list included, among other things, a decorated World War II hero, small business owners, lots and lots of eligible voters who tended to skew, not surprisingly, Democratic, who have seen their right to vote stripped away from them. Well, we beat the governor on that. He's retreated on that. And now we're doing everything we can to make sure that he's not able to run away from this issue.
Well, good on you for this, and I wish you the very best with getting Congress to investigate this. Congressman Ted Deutsch, thank you so much for being with us, sir.